Welcome to Miscast Entertainment's Miscast Munchies first ever Valentine's Day special. Just a bit of a warning, if you're wearing panties, put on a belt because them shits are gonna fall off tonight.
You had me at hello.
All right, so Valentine's Day. Oh shit. I'm gonna melt some chocolate and I'm gonna tell you my shit about Valentine's Day. So today we're gonna melt some semi-sweet chocolates. Why, you may ask? Just hold on to your fucking panties and I'll tell you that shit later. I had a good amount of chocolate in there, about like this amount, you know, not too much. You don't wanna go fucking crazy. And what you wanna do is create like a double boiler for yourself. So in this little pot, I'm just boiling some water and I'm putting chocolate in this pot so that the steam from the bottom pot heats up the bowl, okay? Because the last thing you want to do is burn your chocolate. Oh fuck, it's really hot. Valentine's Day is not a big holiday for me, honestly. I actually fucking hate Valentine's Day. It's kind of like a useless holiday. It's in many ways, it's like a mini Christmas. You know, it comes like a couple months after Christmas and it's the same shit. You end up just giving like gifts to people, you know, just to prove that you like them and stuff. It's completely commercialized. The fact that you need a holiday to tell somebody that you love them is fucking stupid. You know, like, William, I love you.
I love you too, Jake.
Greg, I love you, bro.
Well, I want chocolates and flowers,
Fuck that. And you, internet crowd, I love you guys. I love all our subscribers. I love everybody who's seen our videos, except for one dude. You know who I'm talking about, you skydiving motherfucker. I don't like you very much at all, but everybody else is really fucking cool. And this meal that we're gonna set up today is for you guys. It's for you guys and it's for the people that you love. So look at this chocolate right here. This is what you want. You see that? You see that? See that viscosity? You see that? That's what you want, okay? That's what you want. So the very first thing that we're gonna do with this chocolate is we're gonna garnish our martini glass for the drink that we're gonna make, okay? So there's a couple ways of doing this. If you go online and you search for chocolate martinis, for example, the first thing that you're gonna see is a very beautiful spiral of chocolate that goes around the whole glass. But honestly, that's gonna take like 10 minutes. So my advice to you guys is, listen, why take 10 minutes fucking garnishing a glass when I can show you how to do it in 30 seconds and you use the other 9 minutes and 30 seconds on that booty. Get a little bit of chocolate and just kind of splack it on, just kind of go like this. It's all fucking crazy. You know, because love is about passion. So you just kind of go like this, you see? It just takes a couple seconds. And what you have is, yeah, you know, it's not fucking uniform, but who cares? It's you know, and it shows the passionate side of you. And
like Jackson Pollock of Orphan.
Yes, I've heard that many times before on Yelp. All right, so the next thing you want to do is, we got some strawberries here. These are fresh strawberries from Florida. So what you want to do is kind of grab the hairs back like this, kind of pull it back, and then you dip it in the chocolate. You know, you just keep dip it in the chocolate until it looks like William's wiener after a long Saturday night. You know what I mean? And just kind of lay them on parchment paper. See what's going on there? I was reading on the internet that pretty much like every culture in the world eats chocolate, except for animals. Animals fucking hate chocolate. One of the animals that hate chocolate the most are, ironically enough, dolphins. If you know anything about veterinarianism like I do, you can't give chocolate to a dog because the dog will die. And the thing about dogs is that they evolved from wolves. And the thing about dolphins is that dolphins evolved from wolves also. Started like hanging out by the river and like swimming in there and shit for like a couple thousand years. And then all of a sudden one of the wolves had a baby and the baby looked like a fucking dolphin. And it plopped on the land and had like fucking flippers and no arms, and everybody was like freaking out, going, oh my God, look at this fucking ugly ass wolf, you know? But you know, he ended up proving them wrong, because when he jumped into the water, he started doing all these tricks and like doing all these flips in the water and catching all these fish, and everybody was like, oh fuck, dude, that's pretty badass. So he ended up being the hero of the wolf community, and eventually everybody wanted to be like that dolphin, and that's how dolphins came about. So that's about it, guys, with the chocolate shit. We're gonna put this in the fridge and we'll come back to you in right after these messages.
is looking at you, kid.
So what do you make for the person that you're trying to impress? How do you impress a Valentine's Day? I mean, first off, what the fuck is a Valentine's? Valentine's, I talked about earlier, it's like Christmas. It's a holiday nobody gives a shit about because nobody cares about the person whose name named the holiday. Nobody knows anything about Valentine. As a matter of fact, the name of the holiday was Saint Valentine's for a very long time, and then eventually Americans said, fuck this, let's get rid of the Saint and just call it Valentine's. We know nothing about Valentine. Valentine could have been some sort of chronic necrophiliac, but you know, we still say to people, hey, would you want to be my Valentine? So, I don't know, the whole thing is fucking ridiculous. And the fact that, you know, you get together with somebody that you love and you want to go out to a nice dinner, it's impossible on Valentine's Day to go out to a nice dinner. Everything's fucking booked, so it's just like becomes like a really shitty day to go out. So on a day like this, I suggest you make dinner at home for somebody that you really care about. And I was going online, I was searching for recipes. You know, I wanted to see what other people were doing, and it seems like everybody else was making some sort of steak, some sort of lobster. It seems like very expensive for no reason. Lobsters are fucking boring as shit. All you do is boil them and peel them. There's nothing special to them. Same thing with steak. You can cook a steak right, you can cook a steak fucked up, it doesn't matter. You and your lover, you eat steak, you want like steak in your gut and like meat burps while you're like making out and having sex with this person. So I'm gonna give you guys a recipe that's gonna impress your lover, and honestly, it's a fun thing that both of you guys can do by yourselves. I'm not even gonna tell you what this fucking recipe is. I'm gonna let you guys see it evolve as we see it evolve. Does that sound cool? All right, don't answer that, will you?
Yeah, motherfucker.
What do we pay this guy for?
Wait, I get paid.
Nice sweet onion here. You cut the asses off, slide it right down the center, and then you peel it. And we're just gonna cut some half rings. Get out of here. I'm making sandwiches for my homies here, not just for lovers. And these are my homies over here at Miscast Entertainment. I love them as much as I could love anything else. Okay, let's put a little bit of oil on this shit. Like that, nice little splacking. Stir it up a little bit, and we'll put it on here. And let's put this shit on high right now. At the end of the day, what we wanna do is we wanna caramelize these onions, but at the same time, with everything that we do for this dish, we wanna create smokiness. Smokiness is crucial to the execution of this dish. We want it to burn just a little bit, because the cool thing about onions is that they're very acidic. The more that you cook them, the more that acid becomes sugar, and that's what gives it a lot of flavor. So what's really important right now is that you want to char these onions. I have this set here on high. The onions are fairly raw, but if you look at it when I turn it over, you see that burnt? That's what you're looking for. That's what you really want. You want that char. So once you have that, we're gonna lower the temperature, medium-low. What I like to do is, again, to enhance the smoky flavor, is put a little bit of Worcestershire sauce. How much? Just a little fucking sprinkle, like that. So as these onions are caramelizing a little bit, we're gonna take in and absorb a little bit of that flavor from the Worcestershire. Just leave it alone, let it sit there for about, let's say 6 minutes, and we'll be right back.
I love you.
I know.
Initially said 6 minutes, but I wanted to push it to 8 because this is what I want. You see this sort of like burnt limpness. Typically, like in romantic situations, limpness is not something that people like or admire. But when it comes to onions and culinary, this is the shit right here. So what we do now at this point, after 8 minutes, we're gonna pump this shit to high. You wanna burn it a little bit. You wanna smell the burn, you wanna feel the burn. Today, we're gonna make a grilled cheese sandwich, incorporating onions, smoked Gouda, and apricot preserves. Things that normally you would think, what the hell are they doing together in one dish? But when you bite into it, you're gonna realize it's gonna create like a nice, harmonious sense of smokiness and savoriness and sweetness. And it's the perfect dish that you can make after a night of like lovemaking, or as a way to sort of seduce someone, instead of like taking them out to some shitty restaurant where they're gonna have to wait an hour for a table. This is something very easy that you guys can make together. So if you look at the onions now, you can see all the smoke rising. It's starting to burn a little bit.
Holy shit!
Yeah, you can feel it burning. So now you want to stop it. There you go. shit. You see that? That's what you want. I'm gonna set this oven here to the skillet's like medium low. I'm gonna get this, and then we're just gonna hit it with some jam. The last thing that you want to do is add cold jam from the bottle inside your sandwich. It's just, I don't know if you guys can actually see this texture. While the flavor is good, the actual texture itself is very like gelatinous. Okay, and that's not very good. That's actually kind of yucky. While we're doing that, we're gonna add a little bit of smoked paprika. And the paprika, smoked paprika, is gonna add, again, another level of smokiness. You know, here in the United States, we call it Valentine's Day, but in other countries, we call it something else. Like, for example, in South America, they call it Dia de los Enamorados, so Day of the Lovers. So a long time ago, they fucking abandoned Valentine's. They don't give a shit about Valentine's either. They just care about a day being for the lovers. Okay, so if you look at this, you see it's more of a sauce now. It's starting to boil over a little bit. That's good, it's reducing a little bit. But at this point, we're just gonna stop it. The next thing that we're gonna do is, we're gonna set up our sandwiches. Let's do low for now. Pro tip here, you don't wanna build a sandwich on the board and then take it to a skillet. You wanna build the sandwich inside of the skillet. This right here is called the butter knife. It is the biggest piece of shit that's ever been invented in the kitchen. It's a completely useless tool. There would never, ever, ever be a reason for you to use a butter knife. A butter knife is just a piece of crap and it doesn't work. The best thing that you can use is fuck. Greg, what are you doing, man?
Not reading your mind.
Jesus. So a spoon does a much better job than the fucking butter knife does. So with the ass of the spoon, you just kind of scoop like this. And look at this. Look at that. Look at this. Look how beautiful that is. Look, the fucking spoon. You can't do that with a knife. This bread is probably fucking happy as shit. So now, oh, like, he's fucking freaking out right now. He's like, oh, fuck, now I'm melting. That's fuck, this life sucks. All right, next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna cut the cheese. So then what I got is some smoked Gouda. Again, everything that we're doing in this dish is gonna focus on smokiness. Oh yeah, this cheese is great.
No pun intended.
Okay, like that. Okay, and you're gonna lay the onions on top of there. Look at that. Look at that shit. Got our yummy sauce that we created. And just drizzle that shit. Boom, look at that. We're gonna butter the other half. Look at that shit. Okay, so when you're done with that, now we're gonna close it up. Now, before we flip this over, we need to ensure that that bottom part that's cooking right there is getting nice and warm. Once it starts to get a little crunchy because of the butter, then we're gonna flip it over very carefully, and I'm gonna show you that, hopefully without fucking it up.
Oh, my sweet whiskey.
So that sizzle right there, that's what we're looking for. So I'm gonna flip this over now. Let's see what it looks like. Oh yeah, that's good. Okay. Oh, wonderful. Okay, so you wanna press it a little bit, but not too much. So we're gonna keep going in this way until both sides are nice and toasty. All right, so I think they're pretty much ready. If you look at them, they're nice and crusty. You see those little burn marks? That's good. Here's a little raw, but that's okay. But this guy's perfect here, so we're gonna take him out. And down and just let them chill for a second. All right, guys, well, I think this is it. Let's take a look at what we got. So here's your sandwich. And let's get ready to cut it. We're gonna cut it at a diagonal. Ooh, it's nice and gooey. Let's pull it back. Pull it out. That's fucking delicious. Oh, you can smell the smokiness. Oh, yeah, this is so good. I'm gonna do gooey. Look that. With this, you're gonna get the head, the tail, the whole goddamn thing. This shit's amazing. Going to give it to somebody. I'm sure them. I'm like, oh my god, it's fucking delicious. That's so much better than a steak or a lobster. I'm like, yeah, no shit. I only didn't have to wait for a fucking hour to get into the goddamn red lobster. Hi. Man, I made this one for you guys, but the flavors themselves are very complex. I think anybody who has this grilled cheese sandwich is going to be impressed by the onions, by the apricot, two things that are generally never used together. But in this way, they work harmoniously.
Looks good, JJ.
Thanks, guys.
Yes, it looks lovely.
You stick it in your mouth.
Oh, look at that. Look at all that greasiness.
I really like the onions and the Worcestershire sauce. And the peach.
Yeah.
What is it? Peach?
The apricot.
Apricot was
The
there.
apricot is definitely a nice combination with the onions and the cheese.
Yeah, it's surprising.
Brings out that sweetness to it, though.
This kind of makes it feel like the onions are the main course here, and everything else is highlighting that.
And then all the smokiness comes together with the smoked
Right.
cheese and the onions and everything else.
I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. I'm describing my feelings.
No, you're doing great.
It's another hit from Miscast Munchies.
Subscribe, bitches. Oh yeah.
All right, next thing we're gonna do is make this goddamn drink. Now, the best drink that you can make for Valentine's Day is a chocolate martini. It's a classic drink. It gets everybody's juices all going, and honestly, that's what you want at the end of the day. So I'm gonna show you guys how to make it. Ice always goes in the big shaker, all right? So in the little one, we're gonna put 1.5 ounces of Godiva chocolate. We're gonna put 1.5 ounces of creme de cacao. What is creme de cacao? Nobody knows, and nobody cares. We're gonna put 1 ounce of vodka. 1 ounce of cream. Now you can use almond milk, you can use milk, you can use anything you want. Half and half is great. Anything sort of like milky and creamy. Not anything milky and creamy, but most things milky and creamy. Cactus homeboy right there. Before we shake it though, let's garnish the drink. So I'm gonna find a pretty strawberry in the land. I think it's this guy right here. So what you wanna do is you almost wanna imagine what this is gonna look like, okay? So let's say if this is the way that you want it to look, what you do is, here's a pro tip for you. Imagine the knife is going at the same angle as the glass, right? Like this, and you just kind of like push it in. There you go, like that. And then you're gonna transfer it over to the glass. So you did, just like that. See? And then we shake this shit. Ooh, look at that. Get all of it in there. And that is your chocolate martini. Look how pretty that looks. Got the strawberry right there. All right, let's take a sip of this bad boy. Oh, cool. It's well balanced, it's chocolatey, it's yummy, it's fucking delicious. I think this is gonna impress anybody that shows up at your house, anybody you make this for. It's gonna be like, oh shit, that's so fucking good, yeah. Let's do the sex. So if that's the case, then God bless you guys. Mission accomplished, and happy Valentine's Day.
You had me at hello.
Oh shit, I need that thing that covers the thing. I got that thing that covers the thing with the thing. Sorry guys. Yes, this thing. If anybody knows what this is called, just put it in the comment below. We don't know.
Strainer.
Damn it. And then you just pour it in.